And we're starting this week's weekly update videos a little bit differently because we are starting with the podium vehicle. And we're starting with that because in a very strange turn of luck for me, I actually won it. I never win the podium vehicle, but I'm quite glad I did. So this week it's the Declasse, is it Declasse? Declasse. It's a Declasse Drauger. Oh my god, I can't pronounce anything to do with this car. Drauger, something like that. This is how it's spelled. Pronounce it however you like. Which is reported to be one of, if not the best, off-road car in the game. But one of the pleasant surprises for me was how much good customization there is for this car, because as you can see, when I first picked it up, it was, you know, hardly a looker. And there's only so much you can do with these cars, but there's a lot of really decent customization. You can actually make this thing look kind of cool. So I'm really quite happy with what I ended up doing with this. So as you can see, you've got lots of livery options. You've got good use of two colours, unlike some of the cars with the secondary colour that doesn't seem to change anything. We've got a good mixture of the two. And then also there are loads and loads of things you can change at the back, so you've got really good options to make this thing look, you know, pretty sweet. So I'm happy with how it turned out. One other thing about this car that really surprised me is that more than any other car I've ever customised, the difference the performance upgrades make to this are immense. Some of the other cars you get a good performance boost from doing all the upgrades. Some of them you can barely notice. This, it absolutely transforms it. When I first picked this thing up, I thought it was a bit slow, and I thought I was going to be disappointed when I went to do the across the map. You know, bit of foreshadowing. I wasn't. But when I put all the upgrades on, the performance is just incredible. And that leads us to the main part of this video, which is the across the map. And here we go. So what we're doing here is a school run. We start at my facility, which is at the wind farm, and we finish at the university to drop the kids off. And straight away, as soon as we're off, you can tell this thing is quick. It's almost like it doesn't know or care whether you're on or off road. The acceleration doesn't seem to change whether you're on or off road, and neither does the grip. A lot of these cars, even the off-road ones, tend to slide around a little bit, but this one, there's none of that. It's got a decent amount of weight to it, so when you hit these jumps quickly, which you will in this because you'll build up speed quickly in this, it's really controllable. It's really easy to get a nice, I don't know how to describe the landing, a secure landing, shall we say, you know, on all four wheels where you're not going to end up flipping over. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever flipped this thing over. And when you go to go up the sides, just look at this, it just powers straight up the side. I mean, it slows down a little bit, but on the most part, this thing doesn't seem to care where it's being driven. And we're straight over the barrier, and that's with the suspension on the lowest setting, so hopefully that means we're getting good ground clearance, and we should get decent performance on road as well, which it absolutely is. Like all the off-roaders, it's a little bit loose, but on this section of road, this is fabulous. I am absolutely loving this car. It's fantastic. It might be one of my new favourite cars. It's just, there is almost nothing not to like about it. It's fast, it's got good customization, it's good on-road, it's good off-road, and also, above all else, it's fun. There's so many cars in this game that are just boring to own and upgrade and drive, but this one, not so. This is really, really good fun. If I had to pick out a downside, and I am being picky here, the only downside is the complete lack of any sort of protection whatsoever. As you can see, you don't have windows, you don't have windscreens, you don't have bulletproof anything, you don't even have doors that cover you. So if you're going to use this in free mode, you're going to get shot. You're going to get shot quite a lot. But this isn't really a free mode car unless you're just looning about in the hills, and if you're looning about in the hills, no one's going to bother you there anyway. So again, we come to one of the more tricky sections of this map, the one that usually makes things fall apart, and it's doing really well here. It's really nimble, so you can pick your way through the traffic. It's not too big, it's not too light, so if you do get a slight touch on something, it's not going to flip you over. And here we are at the finish, and just look at that time, 2:46. 2:46. That's the first off-roader that's gone under 3 minutes on this map, and it's gone under it by quite a way. That's probably around 20 seconds faster than the next fastest car on this list. So get yourself over to the casino, try and win this thing every day. It's absolutely worth it. And here's where everything sits on the lap board. So I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you all in the next one.